keep turning it off and on.
Oh, now it says live.
You are live.
Are we live?
I will go check.
It says live for 9 seconds.
We
10
are
seconds.
we are
must be
live. We are
There
live.
might be a delay, but we must be live.
There's always a bit of a delay, which I really hate because it is
Yes, live.
Oh,
It is.
I commented that I see me.
I see me.
I see me.
I see me.
I see myself.
I see myself.
I see myself.
See yourself out.
And,
Mer.
yeah, but then what would you talk to?
What? At least I'd be able to get a word in edgewise.
It's my coffee.
Is it your coffee?
I think
Are we
so.
blaming you? You didn't even you text me. I'm making coffee. None of it. Would you like some?
I'm so sorry.
I had to read between the lines for that.
I'm a bitch. Like, unacceptable.
I'm making coffee. Not that you can have any. Mr. Ward is in the house.
Oh, let me go look. Oh.
I think we were having a conversation before we went live that, maybe Michael Ward knows. I'm going to break it down to as the simplest part of the question was, when it's in a computer, we call it a font. When we're doing it manually, do we call it a hand? I think it's a font and a hand, but then where does the word script come in? Feel free to educate us, Mr. Ward.
Because
we'll wait.
We truly have no idea.
I will sit in silence.
I won't.
No.
I won't. I can't. I'm not capable. That's not exciting. Silence is no fun.
Silence. Well, it is when somebody's waiting. Oh, he's thinking. Yeah, so we didn't look it up because sometimes it's fun to just discuss things.
Yeah.
And pontificate and, without going to the Goog and saying, what's the real answer?
Plus, I don't know if I would trust the answers of everybody.
I can't trust that either, yeah.
Yeah.
But if I replicate a font in pencil, no, I just want to answer my question, Mr. Ward.
Yeah, see, this is where it gets confusing, is that we have no clue.
I wonder if they started as hands and became fonts once we got mechanical means of replicating them.
Right. Because it
was originally all done by hand.
Huh. It's true.
No,
and then if you're hand lettering, is that different to a hand or a script? Michael said, I've never called anything a hand, but they may have been called that.
Okay, well, you are the expert in the
room.
Kay Rye says you're early. This is just the green room. We haven't actually started the show.
Yes, nothing official yet. So you haven't missed anything, and even if you got on time, you still wouldn't miss anything but chaos.
I'm not sure if you watched the show. If you didn't watch the show, I don't know. Would you miss anything? Yeah,
you would miss comedy. You would miss comedy. Good show.
I've got things lined up to talk about.
If it's a copy of a font, or is it if it's a copy, it's a font, or is it a script? I don't. Simmer, can you please re-ask that?
I'm not sure. Mr. Gibson's in the room.
Oh, hello.
Good morning.
Michelle, hello.
Michelle is here. Good morning. Hail, the gang's all here. I don't know, about 30 seconds. Plus us.
I looked at the time. I was like, oh no.
Is that where you have to look for the time? Because I have
my second monitor.
Oh, okay.
The time is up in the far right corner. So I had to look all the way over there.
Well, it looks like you're looking across the room.
No.
We don't see the monitor right there.
Yeah. The monitor has the YouTube. So I know that it's running and there's no issues. And then it has my show notes. But the time is all the way in the far right corner. And it's time.
It's time. Run the tape.
Oh shit, I gotta find it. Okay, ready? I fixed it this time. Do you remember?
Yes, I do remember.
The last time where
but I won't say anything.
Okay, you won't humiliate me.
Humiliate them. Yeah, that's exactly what you felt. humiliation.
Thank you.
Wendy Sue here. Hello, Wendy Sue. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this very fine Sunday.
The rain has stopped here, but everything's wet.
Oh, I hate that. That means, oh no, now there's the SOG.
The SOG, but it's gonna rain on and off today. It's gonna be a wet, rainy day.
Then the worms come out.
Or 27 degrees, 88 degrees, whatever you want to call it. It's gonna be hot and humid.
I'm pretty good with Fahrenheit now.
Are you?
Yeah.
At what temperature does water freeze in Fahrenheit?
No, I hate that. 32?
Yes. But isn't it so much easier in Celsius?
It's so much easier.
At what temperature does water boil in Fahrenheit?
Oh, 220?
Close.
212. 212. Okay. Here's this question. I was wondering if it would depend on if it's a copy of a font or a new existing script. Because if you're handwriting it, you can't call it a font, right? I mean, I guess you can, but a font is to me is computer, and you have to do it on your computer or a typewriter. But then it's still punched.
So what is Spencerian?
I would think it's like when I hear it in my head, it's a script.
It's a script because it's cursive. Does it have to be cursive to be a script?
I don't think so. I just think it's a.
What about Unchel? No, that seems like a hand because it's not script.
Okay, this is validating. I would call everything that is handwritten a script. I'm not sure if that's correct though. But they are all scripts. Michael says they are all scripts.
Fonts are scripts?
I think whether they're cursive or not.
They're all scripts.
Very fascinating. Somebody needs to be an authority on this. I mean, we're using Michael as an authority on this.
We need the mini thesis on this.
But what we do need something. Would you like to
move on?
Yeah, sure. I mean, or like actually go to our show notes?
I was going to ask you if you have any tips for pen cleaning.
Okay, here, I just wanted to add that in before we continue.
Okay.
If it's by hand, it's always hand. Oh, so this is really various.
At this point, I don't care what's right. It's just fun to talk about.
You just do whatever you want, really. Yeah. Okay, tips for pen cleaning.
Do you have an ultrasound?
An ultrasonicator?
Oh, yes.
Like the little machine? Yes. Yes. I do have
I don't know what you need that for. An ultrasonic.
I just like to check things. I do have one. Oddly enough, I actually use it more for cleaning my jewelry more than pens, partially because I don't often clean my pens. I just re-ink them.
Right. And I had an ultrasonic cleaner.
Okay.
And no longer have it because it's just it's not needed. I don't need it.
It's not needed. Yeah. Okay.
I soak it. If it needs something, soak it.
But you're also very sensible.
Patience. I'm sensible.
In terms of
that down, please.
I mean, in terms of your quantity of pens, like you're not trying to clean like 30 pens at a time.
No, I don't like cleaning pens. 30 pens at a time, I would. Yeah, no.
Somebody would get hurt.
That's because I'm sensible. I don't even think about cleaning 30 pens at a time.
I mean, that is also an example of your sensibility.
So I don't have an ultrasonic cleaner, but I do have an electric toothbrush. And I found something online that might help me at some point in the future. Can you share that?
I will, absolutely. Okay.
It's a video, right?
Yeah.
So I could totally do this.
I mean, your toothbrush head is in there, but if you keep an old toothbrush head so you don't get ink on it.
I'm not sure I'd mind ink on my toothbrush head.
Yeah, but this is very genius.
Well, yeah. It seems to be doing the shaking business that is so necessary.
I mean, it does require that you stand there and hold it, whereas with the Sonicator bath, you just put it in and leave.
True. One of the things I don't like about cleaning pens is that they don't become clean immediately.
Yes. It's like flush it till the water's clear.
I know, and that I don't. It takes too long. In fact, I'm not sure I've ever cleaned a pen
to that degree.
What do they call it? What? I'm having a senior moment, we'll call it.
Were we just talking about Benjamin Button earlier?
We were. Now you're gonna give me the giggles. Pelican.
Yes.
You can take the nib out.
Yes.
But that still doesn't mean the nib and feet are all going to get clean.
Correct. And but in a Pelican's case, the piston, like
you can get that clean though, because I can use a syringe.
Right.
At that point to shoot water in there. But many pens you can't take it apart at all.
Right.
And so you're doing the piston to fill it with water, and you flush it, and you do that 20 times, and there's still ink. You say, I just give up.
You just give up.
I'm not going to do it 100 times.
Wendy Sue is the same, apparently. Real half-assed when it comes to cleaning pens. I usually just flush once or twice if I'm changing ink colors, because it may seem like you have to have clear water to mean, oh, all the ink is gone. But honestly, a dilute amount of another color of ink is very unlikely to really affect your new ink.
Yeah, I'm certainly not going to see a difference.
I mean,
yeah.
Oh, this is so fancy. The cavitation that happens in the ultrasonic is part of the cleaning action. The machines have a bunch more power. So yeah, they have more power than a toothbrush.
Yes, but I don't have one of those machines. But, so the question is is a toothbrush better than nothing?
I think it's better than nothing.
Yeah. If nothing else, it makes for a funny video.
That puts us into giggles for 6 minutes.
Mr. Ward has a final word that I haven't read yet.
Oh, hang on. This is a two-parter. Okay, so Wendy Sue said, a script or handwriting script is a formal, generic style of handwriting as opposed to personal handwriting within a writing system. A hand may be a synonym or a variation, a subset of script. And then Mr. Ward adds in, a script goes beyond handwriting, though. So Gothic script, Old English script. These aren't handwriting. They are handwritten lettering styles. It is confusing. I think I just like hand because it refers to stuff that I'm doing.
Okay. What was that quote? These aren't handwriting. These are handwritten lettering styles.
It goes beyond handwriting.
These aren't handwriting. They're handwritten styles.
Yeah.
So handwriting does not mean written by hand, apparently.
Oh.
Because they're obviously made by hand.
Yeah.
But they're not handwriting.
Or maybe they're not just handwriting.
Oh, I like his last quote. Call it what you want. Call it what you want. There you go.
I like this. Call it what you. If you're calling it something and you can refer to it, like show people what you mean, I like that. And on average, handwriting refers to cursive. To me, that makes sense. When I think of handwriting, I picture cursive.
I don't know if it's average, though. I think my handwriting's above average.
Moving on. Shimmer inks.
Shimmer inks. Well, you have a picture to share, right?
Oh,
First
yeah.
of all, before we see a picture, what do you think of shimmer inks?
I think they're a lot of fun if you're not putting them in your pens.
Why wouldn't you want to put them in your pens?
Because I'm lazy. Well, okay, so the bits.
Then why do you even have pens?
I mean, because I'm lazy to clean the shimmer out of them.
Do you think shimmer causes problems in pens? Because a lot of people talk about it. I don't know anybody who's actually had a problem.
I have never had a shimmer ink clog a pen. I have had it reduce flow. I mean, not full clog, like not to the point that it's not writing.
Okay.
My bigger issue with them is that the ink gets into bits, like crevices, And without a sonicator, you can't clean out the bits that stick to your feed or
bits, you mean the shimmer bits?
The shimmer bits, yeah.
Shimmer bits get everywhere. Well, that's glitter in general or sand. That just gets everywhere.
Gets everywhere. And then you can't get it out. And you find it.
Yeah.
Shimmer lingers unless you were thorough about cleaning, which
shimmer lingers.
Which, as we now know,
shimmer lingers.
We are not thorough about cleaning either. Shall I show the image?
Please show the image while I cough.
I don't know what color this is, but
do you have a guess?
I mean, I'd need to know the paper.
I might be able to tell you that.
I'm guessing it's rhodia.
Clairefontaine, okay. Which is rhodia.
Because
I need to know the paper.
The base color is not right for Emerald of Chivor.
No.
So it can't be that. I don't know what this is.
The ink color is Diamine Aurora Borealis.
With shimmer.
Borealis.
Because they don't have shimmer.
They don't have shimmer. This is a homemade shimmer. Now, I wish I could expand on that and say this is how you make your own homemade shimmer, but the person who posted this has not yet said how it was made. But yes, as Mr. Ward says, beautiful color, but would be dip pen only for me.
Right.
This person is not using it in a fountain pen.
Yeah. Oh,
but
okay.
I suppose you could. That particular very shiny portion was made with a brush, so that's how all the shimmer got in there.
That makes sense.
What do you use for shimmer if you wanted to make your own shimmer ink?
You can actually buy bottled shimmer.
Bottled shimmer from the ink manufacturer?
Yeah, so I know, for example, Pannonia makes them from Romania. You can buy.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, you can buy it and mix it yourself. I've actually sold in the shop a set of inks where you can mix them and then add your shimmer complementary colors. There's so many good things in here. First of all, when I said I don't use them in my pens, I will use them with dip pens. That's it. I will occasionally put them in my pens.
What about a parallel?
I would, a parallel is fine.
Yeah,
a parallel is fine. In fact, I have one on my desk. You can see the shimmer in it. Yeah.
Well, especially when you're that small on the screen.
Oh, I guess I should fix that. No, go away. We're done with you. I don't know if it'll show. So you can see it.
Oh, I'm going to make believe like I really see it. That's amazing. It's really beautiful. Yeah, I see it all.
So that's a parallel in there.
Is that a parallel?
It's a parallel in here.
That's a parallel.
Okay, maybe. This sounds. Birmingham Pen Company has Twinkle Sprinkle.
Twinkle Sprinkle. That's what you buy. Okay, and you add it to the ink.
You add it to your ink.
That you then put in your pen, or do you? What I want is a Twinkle Sprinkle that you put on the ink after it's on the paper.
Well, you could do that with just you buy the Twinkle Sprinkle and just add it in.
Yeah, but the ink has to stay moist enough to accept the.
Yes.
What is it called? Twinkle, not tinkle. Twinkle Sprinkle.
I guess that's accurate too.
It's like putting lines of glue on your paper and then throwing glitter on top.
Which is what scrapbookers do.
Oh, do they?
Oh, yeah.
It was kindergartners.
Oh, no, they do it all the time. They will put their glue down and then they have their sprinkles in little bottles and they'll pour it on and then let it sit so that it coats it.
So what I'm looking for is the slowest drying ink. Yeah.
Well, you can definitely think of some of those. Well, there are some inks that will never dry. Okay, I like this. You need a
Twinkle Sprinkle applicator
on your hand.
On your hand that sprinkles automatically behind your writing. Or just you have an air blower that you use to move ink around?
Yeah.
Just put the Twinkle Sprinkle in that and put the whole thing in your mouth and you can blow.
Just don't inhale.
Well, Does it come out the other end?
Well,
that's a one-way valve.
Oh, I'm thinking. I also in my Inky Messes courses, I give everybody straws.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
Do not inhale the sprinkle. But okay, but you asked a really good question. What is the wettest ink? Like, you want something that doesn't dry.
No, I didn't ask for the wettest ink. I asked for the ink that dries the slowest.
See, you're right. Everybody
Not sure
wants...
that's the same thing.
Well, no, you're right. But there are inks that are so saturated or so gooey that they just don't dry ever.
Ever. You said never dry.
They do not. They stay smudgy forever.
For 1,000 years.
Well, I mean, for as long as it lasts in your notebook.
Smudgy forever? That would be a stupid ink.
Well, yeah. I mean, here's an answer. Non-diluted Sumi ink. Oh, like that's those sticks, right? Like the thick ink? Or I guess you can make it to your thickness.
I mean, I understand the word non and diluted. If it was a hyphenation, there'd be non-diluted. Sumi, are those the black sticks that you mix with water
that's
to make an ink?
That's what I'm picturing.
You stop showing off your vocabulary, Mr. Ward.
So fancy. But this is fair because I'm assuming this is something that he works with.
I don't.
But we do not know. We're just guessing.
And then, of course, he's not going to answer the question. So where were we?
Oh, even out of the bottle. Right. Okay. So I have seen that you can buy it in bottles. They are meant to be. Oh, I didn't know that.
So what are you saying? If we don't dilute them, it'll take longer for them to dry?
That makes sense because if it is in a bottle, it's really just the pigment, like whatever the Sumi is, and then the carrier for it. Oh, interesting.
I'm having trouble understanding the word forever here.
For as long as it's on your page before getting wiped away.
Never dry completely?
He wants to add twinkle sprinkle onto the ink after he's already written.
Why do you want to do that?
He's like, for a long time. And it'll be long enough that you can apply your twinkle sprinkle.
Yeah. I just wanted to, it doesn't have to take forever.
Twinkle sprinkle is just asking for problems.
Twinkle sprinkle. I need some of that just for everyday use.
You
don't have to use it on your ink. You just put that everywhere you go.
You leave behind
it's
twinkle
like fairy
sprinkle
dust, right?
Everywhere you go. It is like fairy dust.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what else here you have. You have Grail pens in here.
I have a question about a Grail pen.
Oh, let's hear it.
I came across online. I have not looked at any of the responses because I wanted us to be able to discuss it with the audience.
Okay.
Without me having been infected with what other people were commenting. The question is basically, if you can't have your Grail pen, what's the next best thing?
Ooh.
I don't know if I can answer because I have the Grail pen.
Yeah, your backup Grail pen. Like a chalice pen, the imagery there.
Backup Grail pen. Oh, I guess, yeah. What? I guess, okay, let's do that first.
Okay.
The pen you really, 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 really want is your Grail pen.
Yeah.
What's the pen you really, really, really second want?
Well, is there really one that you really, really second want, or is it?
I don't know. How many pens do you have?
Like right now?
So it has to be a number 2 because you got more than 2.
I mean in total?
Sure, that's what I asked.
Probably like 200 something pens.
You probably have.
I like this.
But that's be your second to last favorite.
Yeah, but that would be your
second to most favorite.
Yeah.
Penultigrail. I think I'm gonna write that down.
I think that's a good one. That's a really good one. Well, I think first of all, you'd have to have a Grail pen or something. I mean, I think most pen people.
I think we're trying to add something to vocabulary because many people, don't have their Grail pen, but they still talk about a Grail pen.
Right.
But now we can say, oh, that's my Penulta Grail pen. And everybody will know.
Yeah.
It's like my second most sought after pen.
It's the more accessible version of what your Grail pen would be. So, for example, a lot of people would love like a Nakaya with fancy rod in and custom made and all that, but to actually get it is really hard. But you can get smaller artists making like rod-in pens at a more affordable rate.
True.
Possibly
now that you're describing what some people would claim is their Grail pen, I realize you have a lot of people's Grail pens in your collection. You're a Grail pen hoarder, is what you are.
So are you. You have.
I wasn't going to point that out.
You have some very nice pens. You have some very spectacular pens.
What? Look who's talking.
I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying we both do.
Yeah, that's true. I like my pens.
We both do. But I also am of the mindset for myself that I would rather have one more expensive, if it is more expensive, really nice piece versus. So I would rather buy like a $500 pen if it's appealing to me versus 5 $100 pens. I would just prefer to go for.
You mean theoretically, right?
Theoretically. Yeah, absolutely.
That is not how you live your life.
No, I will buy the 5 $100 ones and the $500.
Yes, and the 500.
Because I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm a Grail pen dragon. Thank you. Yes, I covet them, but I'm fairly realistic. Eric,
define realistic.
Oh, is Grail a spectrum?
I think everybody's Grail pen is different, so it must be a spectrum.
Interesting, but that is interesting. And as soon as you get your Grail, does everything change?
Yes.
Is it like, that's it? I'm done with pens. I've gotten my Grail. Everything is good.
What happens is once you get your Grail, you realize
it wasn't actually
really not that special.
Isn't that awful when that happens?
Yeah, but isn't that true with most things in life?
I agree with Michelle. I would rather have the one pen I really want.
It's the wanting of the Grail. Wanting and dreaming of owning the Grail is better than actually having the Grail.
Don't worry. In Michelle's case, you end up buying things on the side too. That's the way to do it. And then I think the Grail is a lie. But it is because like
it is. It's a falsehood.
The excitement
it's a goal.
goes away.
It's a goal.
Maybe we need your pen goals.
Well, I think there's no end to pen goals.
Well, what would be a pen? Like, do you have goals with your pens?
Yeah, I get rid of them.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's because you have the ones that you really want.
Yeah. I mean, it's like everything else in life. I started with one pen and then found there was a fountain pen community where people actually like fountain pens.
Yeah.
And so got into fountain pens, but you don't really know a lot about fountain pens. So you start accumulating, and that's what I was doing. I thought I was collecting, but I was mostly accumulating. And through that accumulation where I got to like 300 pens, you learn a lot about what you like, what you don't like. And then you get rid of as many as you can. Yeah. And you start being more particular about what you collect. Right. And now I have a core set that I'll say these have to be with me for a good long time. And I should really get rid of these other ones that I don't really want anymore. But I'm not, at the same time, it's not urgent that I get rid of them. It's just, I don't really need them. Right. But these over here, this is my collection and I'm very happy with it.
That makes me think, I highlighted this just because I can relate to this. It is fun to hunt. So when you get a Grail, you just come up with a new Grail.
Unless you stop looking.
Unless you stop looking.
Stop looking.
Yeah. I think part of the, like when you get into the fountain pen world, part of the reason we buy pens, like other pens, is that may or may not be our Grails, is because everybody else is talking about a pen. So you're like, oh, I want to understand what people are so excited about with this pen. sometimes you'll buy it and not like it.
We should come up with a term for that, like, I don't know, FOMO or something catchy.
It is FOMO-y, or is it just peer pressure?
Well, no, I think it's more FOMO.
No, you're right. Or you're being
because nobody's making fun of you for not having the pen.
Right.
You're on the side going, "Oh, I need to have that pen."
Yeah, and then you get it, and often it's like, oh, it's okay, but it's not the one. It's not my. I love this. It's not my grail. A D-stash vacuum.
D-stash vacuum.
That is so funny. Yeah.
Many of us, I guess I'm a D-stash vacuum too.
What is the ultimate pen that you have right now? Which one would you pick?
Well, you have to define ultimate pen.
Like the one
that I will reach for all the time.
Yeah, if you had no other pens and you wanted to keep one, because you would always use it, not just keep it in a drawer because it's pretty.
Well, that would be the Petit Bronze.
Okay.
It's always with me. I can't imagine not having it. It is the one I will reach for. Of all the nice pens I have, it's the one I enjoy using the most. Yeah. So that would have to be, and everybody asks that question. If you could only have one pen.
Yeah. But you're actually able to answer it, which is
I can answer it because I've had so many pens for so long.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I will never be in that position where if you can only have one pen. But if I were, the house is on fire, you can only take one pen, I'd take that pen.
That's the pen you would take, Interesting.
Yeah. But that leads very nicely into my question for you.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm not going out of order here, but because you mentioned if you could only have one pen, my question for today is, you can have as many pens as you like, but it has to be one manufacturer.
I hate to say this.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why would you hate it?
I'm gonna say Montblanc.
That's what I would say too.
And the reason for that is because you can get so many nib options, and I know it's infuriating. You could send your pen back at any point and get a new nib. You can get it fixed. I have a story about Montblanc.
Do you have a story?
Should I tell it?
Well, since I don't know it, I'm going to say yes.
Okay, let me grab the item. Okay, I have this pen. This is the Montblanc Bohème, but it
looks like a Bohème.
The rollerball version because I wanted the
How do I hang up?
Like, okay, I'm done with you. I purchased it at a very good price from Peyton Street Pens, but it had damage on it. And they did disclose the damage. It's just that I didn't realize how extensive it was when I got it, but that's why it was so inexpensive. I took it to Montblanc and I said, "Can you give me an estimate for fixing this? Because this is old. Like they don't make these anymore." But that's one of the joys. You can go back with anything and get it fixed. So at first, their first quote was something like, "It's going to be at least $650. Like it's almost not worth it to do it at this point." So I reluctantly decided, you know what, I'm going to try to sell this pen. I'll just sell it dirt cheap, just the way I got it, because it has so much damage. And I almost sold it to someone. And then the night before they said yes, a piece of the inner cap ring just popped off, like cracked off. So I was like, okay, I can't sell this pen. Clearly broken. I just feel bad. So I took it back to Montblanc and I was like, that's it. I'm going to just bite the bullet and get it done. It cost me 150 Canadian dollars to fix it to pristine condition. Wow. And so this is the thing. They drive me insane. And for some of the marketing is silly and this and that, but the service we pay for. But
yeah, but let me ask you something, because it popped into my head as soon as you said 150 Canadian. Is that because you're Azizah?
No, they don't care who you are. They don't care who you are. Yeah.
Well, you say you took it in. You took it into the boutique.
Yeah, I went to the boutique. It doesn't matter who you are. They will they don't do discounts.
You took it to Yorkdale? I
took it to Yorkdale.
Where they actually know who you are.
They know who I am, but
you're sitting there saying it doesn't matter who you are.
It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't. And I've done this in the past. I had a pen with an engraving and I just didn't want the engraving anymore. And so I just had it replaced. Like you can get the stuff done. So you can have your pen re-pristined.
Plus their pens just work. They simply
sometimes
work. Well, in my experience,
but I more so get like double broads and stuff, which are more prone to something like over polishing.
Yeah, Sim is saying the people at Yorkdale,
but it doesn't matter.
They say they know a bunch of folks from the Toronto scene.
Yeah,
yes,
it does.
Who do they call when they're running low on ink? They call Sim.
But this went to Germany, right? Like, so
yes.
This was something out of their control.
With a little note from Yorkdale saying, take care of her.
I mean,
we need her.
That would be nice if that was the case. I really like what Michael's saying here. Never realized how much you liked Mont Blanc until you met the people who work on the pens and learned more of their history. And I mean, they're legendary.
Michael has actually been where they make the pens and the nibs.
If they're going to know anybody, they know who he is. And
that's true.
It's like, I agree with him, though. It's
plus nice. Such a variety. No matter what your tastes are, you can find one that really...
They'll make beautiful pens.
I don't know. They make some ugly pens.
Michelle, they will, if you pay them, they will give you a brand new nib. They'll fix your nib. They will do pretty much anything. It's I
think Michelle is saying if you've had your Mont Blanc nib ground
and don't like the
grind.
Oh, not like if you drop it or something.
Yeah.
They probably would not fix it if it's been ground by somebody else, but you can still replace your nib.
Yeah.
And the bespoke nib service is insanely expensive, but if you think about it, the value that you might get out of it might be worth it for you. Like for me, having a 6 broad calligraphy nib is totally worth it. And so I actually sold a bunch of pens to pay it off because to me it was worth it to have that because I enjoy it so much. And I just really love it. If you had a nib grind, you could still take it to them and have the nib replaced. But depending on the pen, you probably might be better off even just finding a replacement nib in the wild, which is doable.
But that depends entirely on the pen.
Depends on the pen.
Many nibs are pen specific.
Yeah. But like the 146, there's so many options out there.
Many of those.
So
all right. So interestingly, we both agree on if you could only have one manufacturer, it would be Mont Blanc. But they're not the only really good manufacturer. They're just the one that I prefer.
Right.
Because I in that mix of choices, I would put Pilot.
That would be my second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Namiki.
Well, I when I hear Pilot, I think Pilot Namiki.
Okay.
Michelle, message me privately about this.
Message me privately.
To Jane Austen.
So then who's your third?
I'm thinking of what I have.
I mean, we've got Platinum, we've got Sailor, we've got Lamy, we've got.
My third would probably be Pelican, because they have tons of vintage stuff, really great nib options.
And all the same shape.
They're all the same shape, but interchangeable nibs. Like you can put a vintage M400 on a modern M400, which I think is cool.
And?
Well, I like that because then you get a pretty new body with a really cool vintage nib. You know, like an oblique medium or
I don't think Pelican would be up on my list.
I'm just thinking. I mean, I'd really top out of those three. But
not that they're not good.
Yeah,
they're excellent pens. It's just if I had to, the lack of variety and shape of pen.
That's fair. Yeah, that makes sense. I agree with Simmer. The service is the issue with Pilot Namiki.
How about Nakaya?
I don't know. I've never had any service stuff, but I only have one of them.
As your only one.
No. I do love vintage Watermans. I have quite a few, and they are. Okay. I mean, they are very, very special pieces. Not like insanely expensive because they're in perfect condition or anything. It's just because they're very special to me. So I can relate to this one, the vintage Watermans.
Yeah, vintage Watermans.
Yeah.
I like it, but I guess I was talking about modern pens.
Modern stuff.
So manufacturers that are still manufacturing pens.
Well, do you have a third one? So
I'm not even sure I have a second one because
or a fourth. Mont Blanc.
It'd probably be
Pilot.
Mont Blanc Pilot, Nakaya.
Nakaya. Okay.
Probably in that order. But I don't have to decide because I already know it's Mont Blanc for me.
You still have a Nakaya. You have your, is it
yes,
the 20th anniversary?
20th anniversary.
Yeah. Which is for sale in case anybody wants it.
Yeah, it's in the box. It's ready to go.
I mean, it's very beautiful.
It's beautiful. But which pen do I pick up?
Yeah.
A Mont Blanc.
Right.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that Nakaya.
Oh, Sailor. Sailor makes tons of pens.
Yes, but I wouldn't put them up in the same league.
Oh, okay. But you just say maybe as a third. So that's a maybe. Oh, that's a really good question. I like this question.
They'd probably be on my list. They'd probably be the next one.
Okay. So they're still up there.
But I'd have trouble. Lami's got to go in there somewhere.
Do they?
Well, yeah.
I mean, I did just buy a Lamy. I bought this one, but I wanted that section.
You bought a pen?
I know. It doesn't even count.
No, I guess not.
It doesn't count. When you consider what other things I buy, it doesn't count.
True. So Mont Blanc, we agree on Mont Blanc.
Yeah, I like that.
Show me another picture and I'll ask you a question.
Okay, ready?
I'm ready. Okay. Oh, this is like we're talking about fonts and hands and scripts and stuff. You're an expert on these things.
No, I'm not.
How many nibs did it take? I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 nibs.
I think this is a brush pen.
It's a Fude.
Oh.
One single pen did all of it.
Okay, I can see that.
Let me see if I have.
I was thinking brush pen because of the variation. I was like, they were able to achieve this with pressure, no pressure.
The person who did this used a Sailor Prophet Fude.
Oh, which, very nice.
It's not even an expensive pen.
Yeah.
Probably less than that new Lamy you just bought. But yes. They're not sure how they did it. They were just playing around with angles. So they're not trying to give any advice. They're just saying, look, this is what's possible.
I mean, I think it looks really good. Is it like absolutely perfect? No, but it looks good.
I find it incredible.
I mean, if I could do this, I wouldn't complain.
I don't know. You can share that photo if you want to show the pen too. But
okay, let me figure out how to do this now. First, I'm gonna take that off. Then I'm gonna go to you, and then it's loading.
So there's the
pen. That's the pen.
Yeah.
You're right. That pen is like $20.
It's like, yeah.
Which is amazing.
I just look it up. 22 on Amazon.
Beautiful.
Which makes me want to buy it because that looks like, even if I try it just to have a little fun and then never use it again, it's $22 worth of fun.
I'm pretty sure you can eyedropper it.
Well, you can eyedropper anything.
Yeah, but the ink might not stay in it.
But yeah, it's true. It's like every nib is flexible at least once.
At least once, exactly. I am amazed that was done with that pen. You know what? I have one of these and I don't play with it enough.
You should.
I should, absolutely. That should be my homework.
Because you do a lot of that. Let me just play with my pen.
Absolutely. That is what I do.
I don't spend a lot of time just playing. I write things.
I like this. Incredibly expressive if you get comfortable with the Fude. Okay.
Isn't that true? Yeah. Many things in life.
Well, is it?
But just substitute with a food. We'll just substitute the word food with all kinds of things.
I think the key is if you get comfortable, right?
Yeah,
you gotta get comfortable with it. But I really like that. How many food do you have? Do you have any?
I think he's asking you.
Oh, me.
You have the opposite of a food.
I probably have like 5. Oh, quiet you.
Quiet you.
Quiet you. Yes. The Concord, which I will never, ever get.
Don't, because they won't make it again, at least in that color.
Never. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It'll never happen. Do they make them now in the gold?
I think
again?
They do.
They're like, it's part of their, it's back.
Takes you forever to get it, but they'll make it, but they won't make it in whatever metal that is. It's not silver, but.
Simmerjeet asks, do monarchs count as a food? And I would say they're more of a Waverly. And is a Waverly a food? Because the Waverleys are just ever so slightly raised. I
think it has to be pretty severe to be a food.
Yeah. I wonder if there's an angle requirement, because I know Sailor does those 2 food and they have a 40 degree and like a 50.
Yeah, they have different angles.
Right. But so I wonder.
They call them both food.
They're both food. So I do wonder. That's a good question, Simmer.
We're just full of questions this week.
We're just
the unanswerable questions.
Yeah, that's the problem. That is the problem. Okay, wait. We have a question here. Anthony asks.
I don't have any food.
None?
None.
I don't think you would enjoy that anyway. Which of the shuttle nibs was good for writing and which was for art? I'm gonna say the Colorverse shuttle nib in the brass or aluminum is better for writing because you can get more hairlines. And arting, I would say the Kakamori nibs. Okay.
Arting.
Here's a good question. Does Mont Blanc's calligraphy pen count as a food?
Oh.
I think it's a food like architect, right? That's a good. I'm gonna say
no, absolutely not. The tip of the nib has to be bent up. That's the first
and not
thing.
Have anything else.
Yeah.
Well, it is though.
Okay, how much?
But it's yeah, it's a good question. No, I'm gonna say it's an architect more than a food. Do they make a food? No.
If they do, they don't call it a food.
No, they don't.
What's the German word for food? Here's our next
food.
Food is a name, though, isn't it?
I don't know.
Herr Food.
Don't. Oh.
Herr Fudd. Elmer J.
I don't know. The curved nib is a naginata like architect. Okay, so then it's definitely not a food.
No.
Okay, a naginata like architect. So a naginata Mont Blanc nib is really blowing my mind. That's so many things are coming together. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, we're gonna need to take the rest of the day off. But before we go anywhere, you have words for me.
I have words.
You have words. So everyone, if you want to play at home, she's about to feed me, what, 5 words?
5 words.
5 words, and I have to write down the first word that comes to my mind as she says them. You might want to play along, see if we match on any of these
words. There's no right answer, and there's also no wrong answer.
I'm afraid my answer is the correct answer.
Yeah, yours is the standard. Okay, Are we ready?
I don't know if it's standard. It's
what are you writing with?
A TWA pen.
After all that pen talk. Okay. That's okay. I use that pencil a lot too. Word number 1. Classic.
Classic. Oh. Okay.
Number 2, fake.
Fake. Interesting. Okay.
Number 3, baguette.
Oh.
I like it. Anthony, he says, I beg to differ. I could root out the wrong answer. That's a skill. Okay, so 3 was baguette. Number 4, escape.
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 How stupid. My answer is stupid.
My fifth one is so random. Aerate.
Aerate.
Okay. Simmer has already answered, so let's see if any of yours match his.
Oh, wow. We got close on one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So number one, classic. What you got?
I put movie.
Oh. And he went for classic pens.
I don't like that was the first thing that came to mind. But
do you have a second word that came to mind that was different?
No, I left it at that.
Okay, no, that's good.
Move on.
That's good. Fake.
Diamond.
Oh, he got Rolex. Coca-Cola. That's a classic. That's a good one. That's a good one. Baguette.
Paris.
You bitch.
Paris.
Okay. Baguette. Yummy. Nails. Okay. Number 4.
Anthony, we just don't want to read that out loud. Anthony, sorry.
That's okay. It's all right. Number 4, escape.
I put Alcatraz.
Oh.
And as I was writing Alcatraz, the word room came to mind.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah? Starring who?
Unfortunately, Nicolas Cage.
But is it a classic?
I think so. I think so at this point. Last word, aerate.
I put lawn. And I think Sim put lawns.
Oh, we put lawns. Oh, so you were close.
Yeah.
I was thinking
wine. You were thinking wine.
No, I was thinking the little micro frothers you could buy for milk when you make coffee.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking because I'm drinking black coffee and I was thinking, ooh, like a frothy latte would be nice. Ooh, fish tank. Interesting.
Fish tank. Aerate. Yeah, you put the air filter in.
That makes sense.
The thing that aerates. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's always a fun game.
I like it. It's just fun to see where people go. You know, like there's really no point to it.
I went to Alcatraz to film a classic movie.
The Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock. Have you ever seen it?
I think he wants to be called Dwayne now.
Oh, he wants to go back to not that Rock.
I think it's James Bond, the first James Bond.
Sean Connery,
I think.
Yes.
That's the movie, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty entertaining. I'm going to DC. So am I allowed to buy stuff?
You can buy anything you like.
Okay, I'll think about it. So we want to do? Should we wrap up?
Yeah, we can wrap up.
Because then I can tell everyone what our next episode is. Which is
probably how about the week before you go to the DC pen show?
That's what I'm thinking. Like a preparatory show for us. And then we could talk about our feelings.
Yeah, just in case anybody's wondering, I won't be at the DC pen show.
But maybe I'll do like a Eric picture and cut it out and carry it around with me.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
And then I can be like, this is my friend Eric. And then people will...
It should be life-size, though.
It should around with you me. Want me to carry around?
And then
you deserve that at the very least.
Take pictures at every table.
Yeah, you deserve that. A couple people did that a few years ago at the Chicago show for Brad Dowdy. They printed out a bunch of his faces and then took pictures with everybody holding his face over them.
I remember that.
You remember? Yeah, that was Chicago, right?
It was.
It must have been because you were there. I remember that. But otherwise, that's where we will see everybody. Is next July. What day is that? July 27th.
27th. I believe that's 3 weeks from today.
The 27th. Shall we outro then? I guess.
I think we might be ready, but I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us.
Yeah, and thank you for your wonderful feedback.
Just going on and on about the questions that cannot be answered.
a life-size Mr. Eric to greet people at the next Philly bench.
Yeah, then I wouldn't even have to be there.
And there you go. You could just go to your room and sleep.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
And then it can do all the shows.
Anthony, you should absolutely come to Philly. It is the best show.
It's the best
hands
show.
down.
It's the quality.
And it's not even because we're biased.
Well, just because you're biased doesn't mean you're wrong. I heard that from somebody
a
long time ago, and I've never forgotten it.
And it's very applicable. It is the best show. So just saying, and there's going to be amazing workshops and awesome people, and it's a lot of fun. Okay,
you're gonna do a brand new workshop.
I am, and it's gonna be I think it's gonna be pretty killer.
So killer! I want to take it.
Yay!
I'm not sure if I'll have time, but I'll work something out.
We'll work something out. We'll make it so.
Because that is cool.
It's gonna be really cool. We'll start teasing it soon. Thank you, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
What's left of it? Well, would you play that outro? I got to fold the tent over here.
Okay, I'll.
Thank you.